Well, no deer this morning. Usually they're here waiting for me. Scampering through the woods there. Boy, it is super early. The sun hadn't even come up yet. Isn't that cool? And then boom, it opens up and there you got the lake. All right, let's get to our spot. See if we can catch a few. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Boy, it is super warm for this wintry day. The shadow flickering. A lot of wind on the main lake back behind me, but in here, boy, it is calm. All right, let's get rigged up. I have a special day today. Today is going to be a jerkbait only day. I'm going to be testing some of my favorite jerkbaits. Win, lose, or draw. We're going to make a video because I'm going to talk about some of these specific jerkbaits. All right, let's get rigged up. Hey, and thanks for hanging out with me. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all the support. All right, guys. So this is a Bomber long shot in bone 5-inch. I like throwing this 6 inches too. Now I am keeping this one with the stock hooks. I like to fish it as it is, as intended, for a while. And then eventually I swap into the Fusion 19s. But we're going to start off with this guy as part of our fishing only jerkbaits. We're going to run through a whole bunch of them, some of my favorite ones. Now this one's, a lot of people think that it's a saltwater jerkbait, but I use it for bass. Works out pretty good. So with this, I just crank it, let it sit, give it a couple of pops. It's the cadence which is a key. Sometimes I go 1, pop 1. But that's what I'll be doing today. Different ones, you have different styles you want to use in terms of your cadence. And the thing casts a country mile. So usually I do 4 cranks, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just let it sit there. And then I'll do 1, 2, crank, let it sit there. 1, 2, 3, let it sit there. Tighten the line up a little. 1, 2, 3. I don't do any like crazy erratic jerks unless I have like a real small little twitch bait. And so this one's a suspending model. And it gets down there a decent amount of feet. But that's pretty much the strategy for that. Bomb cast. So I'm running it along the bank first. Because usually in the morning I catch them along the bank here. Then I'll start gradually moving it out off the bank a little. You'd be surprised. They'll hit this thing in 6 inches of water. Okay, here's another little technique I'll show you with this. Oh yeah, guys, I don't do anything conventional, so I'm doing this on a spinning rod. I can do it on a bait caster, but I just love this custom rod right here, this Mags. So I've got this on 12-pound Sunline SX1, and then it's to a 12-pound fluoro leader by Sunline. So once I get it in there, the other thing I'll do is just do a sweep. Nice, easy going sweep. And then I'll start the cadence. Sometimes I'll just do one. And I usually count to 3 in between them. So there's a different series of cadence that I use, and they all work, but you got to find one that's going to work for you. Plus I'm on the bank, so I change things up a little bit to match that. But there are some times where I've just twitched all the way down. I've caught them doing that too. So what I'm going to do for each lure, I'm not going to do a timer. I'm just going to fish it until I'm ready to go to the next one. Alright guys, next up is this Duo Realis 100. This one's a DR. Look at that. It's got teeth marks on it. It's one of my favorite lures right here. I love fishing Duo. They have a lot of great stuff. So this one, you can kind of hear it when you do your back cast. It almost sounds like your line snaps, but it's got a great weight transfer system. So this one I'm going to fish out deeper and bring her in. I can parallel the bank with it. I just got to go further out. Oh man, that felt like I had a hit right there. Check out the flash on that. Let me get this a little bit better out here for you. Man, this thing's a nice bait. Did you hear that? It goes click, clack. Guys, it's a great lure right here. Just epic. So much fun to fish with. Cast at a country mile. Look at that. On this deep guy right here, I just start out with a sweep. Then I pause it. Then I'll give it a nice just quick twitch. Then I pause it. Twitch, twitch, pause. You don't have to pause it too long, just enough so they know something's being sneaky down there. Okay guys, next up is a Salmo Rattling Sting 9. This thing's like a little bullet. I don't fish this one nearly enough. Man, it's got a great action on it. It's a sinking, bullet shaped. I want to say that this is one of those spray foam baits. It was kind of a big deal a few years ago. If that makes sense, kind of like a, I can't really describe it, but it's like a foam sprayed into a mold. I think I've got that right. God, look at that. But they're extremely durable. Man, how is this thing not going to get lit up? Do you see that? I was just slow cranking it, didn't do any twitches. I've caught them before doing that. People are like, man, you're crazy. You got to do some action. Yeah, go check out the products they've got. They got a lot. I think they're out of Poland, maybe? Yeah, I like doing this thing. This is nice. The one thing I like about this lure is look at the eyes. Nice big eyes. Look at the false eye. Look at the colors on that. It's got a nice gut bag, but look at that chartreuse going down the side. The blue on top. That's one thing I like about the red-eyed shads. Strike King, I catch so many fish on them, is the eyes. I truly believe that obviously, and then, well, obviously the action too, but the eyes are just, I think fish key in on those details. All right, this is the last stretch through here on the Salmo. Man, that's a great bait. All right, what do we got next? All right, guys, check this out. This is one of these Livingstons. I like how they put the barcode on there. It's in the Jerkmaster line. Look at that color, sour grape-ish. And so my buddy Eric Arnoldson runs a show over there for him, making sure everything is running smooth. And this is one of my favorite baits. And I love the EBS technology in there. And the cool thing about this is if you let it sit, when it starts doing its chirping, that's where I get my big hits on it. It's doing that ying, 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 and I'll let you hear it in just a minute. They got a couple different sizes in it, and different versions. Even the walleye ones are really good. Look at that flash. Do you hear it? It's going ying, 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 ying. Look at that. Man, oh man. All right. So, there aren't any parameters to this little deal. I'm just running up and down the bank here, chucking them. If I get them, I get them. One thing I will tell you guys, I love doing this, even if I don't catch anything. You know where it comes from? I'll tell you where it comes from. When I was a kid, I love Hot Wheels. I still have most of my Hot Wheels from when I was a kid, but I used to set them all up, study them, look at them, do 1v1 races down a track with them, my brother and I. And other times I just love to set them out and just look at them and drive them by like I was doing a car show. And so I think it's the same deal. I like getting all my jerkbaits out, casting them, looking at them, giving them a run, testing them. I could do like a little bracket style tournament, but I just like fishing them. But those Hot Wheels, the other thing is I do that with these Ertl tractors I used to get when I was a kid from up in Iowa. So I think that's where it comes from. I just love testing the lures. Plus I learned something along the way. I hear something that Frank Scalish will talk about, or maybe Rick Clunn, or another pro angler might mention. Ying, 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 ying. That's good stuff. All right, guys, no takers on the Jerkmaster. Check that out. Look at those colors. Man, that's a great lure. All right, so what are we going to switch to next is the key question. Look at that cormorant. He's going to try to eat my Livingston. He's going over there doing something. All right, so I bombed that out there. I walked the shoreline so I can kind of, I don't know what you call it, long lining. But I'm looking, always keeping my eyes peeled for lures and little things, tracks. And if I see any cool tracks, I usually take pictures of them so I can show them to my students. But I do this pretty much every time. See, look at this, some big deer track in there. time to switch it up. One last look. Great colors that they've got. All right, guys, check this out. This is a Bill Lewis scope stick. It's a 100. It's a floater. Now, I am doing two categories. I've got another category of jerk baits or twitch baits that I'll go through that are smaller. This one almost fits into that category, but it's in this batch this time. So the other ones I've been throwing were suspending, slow sink. This one is a floater. And this thing, same thing, you just let it pause. And a lot of times it'll get smoked on the way up. The scope sticks, I've done some reviews on them. You can go check out the channel for that. I've had some really good luck with the scope sticks. Smalley Magic is my favorite color. All the colors were great. I've even caught them on the red one. But man, that Smalley Magic, look at this. And you don't have to throw this on live scope. That's the thing, is that people get caught up with the name. Oh, it means you can only use it for that. No, you don't. Then you fish it because it works. Forgot to let you guys see how long it takes for it to surface. All right, let's see here. That's about 6 seconds. Not too bad. Boy, you can hear the duck hunters blasting away. All these shad are just flickering everywhere back in here. Still throwing the scope stick. The picnic table's over there. I gotta be careful for it. I've gotten snagged on there a ton of times, and there's also a submerged brush pile. I think it's right to my left there. I don't see it. The water's just really shallow. You can see that it'd be right there, just about over my head. And it's flooded so much that it's been almost met the main lake back there. All right, guys, on the scope stick, boy, you just crushed it. Doing the twitch, twitch, pause. Twitch, twitch, pause. I don't want him to get too worked up. I don't want him to get wrapped around that brush pile. Oh, man. Look how he's got this thing just hammered. had to hoof it down here to get my pliers. Ooh, check out that hog. He got whacked by a fish, it looks like. I mean, by a cormorant or a heron. There's the scope stick. Hey, let go of my... There he is. Look at the size of this thing. Look at his mouth. That's where he got popped. Right on the head there. All right, you ready? There he goes. Man, whew. That was good stuff. I was way down in the pocket and I had to come on. How did I not remember my pliers? I've been using them. I left them when I was swapping lures. There it is. He just inhaled it on the pause. It was a long pause too. I usually count between 3 and 5 seconds, and bam, this is a size 100. Good stuff right there. Yep, so I did twitch, twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Sometimes I'll just do 3. And all of a sudden, boy, he T-boned that thing. Did you see it in his mouth? Jeez. Then I had to haul all the way back to get it. Look what I did. I put a little bit of red up under the chin there. Anyway, go check it out. Bill Lewis Scope Stick. All right, guys, what's next? You know it. My bombers. I love bombers. Technically, this one's a bomber, Excalibur 15A Pro suspending. Check that out. It's that Pro model suspending. Yep. It's got a nice color hue to it. All right, so we're moving on down the line. The Scope Stick got us one. Let's see what else we can get. Did I already get a fish? What the heck? What was that? Crazy. Guys, when it hit the water, I had a hit. But it didn't fight. What the heck? Crazy. I think I might have snagged the back of a carp, is what it was. Landed like right on him. All right, guys, the pause. You gotta remember the pause. And sometimes I even forget. They just like to come up and stare at it, and either they'll hammer it, or if you twitch it a little, then they'll get it thinking it's gonna get away. Stinking mosquitoes buzzing around. This is that Pro Long A suspending Excalibur bomber. When they were putting them out under the different company names. Man, I love this color. It's gonna be killer for pike up in Iowa. I just found this color a couple weeks ago on eBay, and I was like, yep, I'm getting that one. Check out these colors, guys. This thing's gonna be killer in Iowa for like walleye and pike. All right, so with the bomber, I only had a snag job on the top of a floating carp. Because you know, when as soon as it hit the water, and I could see like I don't want to say a wake, but, and I was like, what the heck? Sometimes I'll start cranking as soon as it hits the water, and a lot of people are like, man, you need to let the ripples go. And on top water, not always. I've had big hits on calm or rippled water or whatever. If they're hungry, they're gonna hit it. But anyway, so I think I got him in the back and he got loose. See, I didn't crank or set the hook of any kind, so he was able to just to get out from under it. So I went down into the cove again. Nothing doing down there. So I'm bringing it along the bank here. I can feel it thumping down into the bottom a little bit, and then I just kill it. Same technique. One of the 3 that I use. I'll show you guys just a straight up crank. And people are like, what? You can't do that? Sure you can, man. Especially on some of these, how they look. Tight wobble. 100% you can do a straight crank retrieve. Here we go. There's an old timer up in Iowa, that's how he fishes these floating rapalas. That's all he does, is he chucks them and winds them in. And he catches all kinds of stuff on there. He doesn't do any kind of jerking or any kind of varied retrieve. He just casts it and reels it in. I mean, he'll kill it, you know, once in a while. All right, time to switch. Next up, we got some old school gold right there. This is an Elite 8 by Smithwick. Yeah, cast a country mile. One of the most epic crank or jerkbait lines in all of fishing. The Smithwick line. Old school gold, bass royalty, whatever you want to call it. I put a little bit of blood up underneath the chin and at the back end there. Man, these are just so much fun to fish. It's been like over the last 10 years, 15 years, people have been hating on the Smithwicks, whether it's, I don't know what the deal is. They're fish catching machines. This is another one that you could do just a straight crank with. I usually don't ever do that, but I've seen guys do it. Usually the old timers. Look at that suspending, guys. The thing is just... That's a great color, too. It's acting like we're gonna get rain. Look at the clouds. Man, it is look like it is gonna rain, huh? Alright guys, I've never seen this before, but it's a Smithwick with a spinner on the back, a little blade. Look at the eyes. I never seen eyes like that. I don't know if this, I guess it's customized maybe. I put the little bleeding spots on there, but look at that color. I don't know. Anyway, it came with a eBay purchase, and I was like, what is this? Oh yeah, you can feel it with that spinner on the back of it. This may be just a straight retrieve. I don't know. You guys need to let me know how you fish this thing. Oh, check it out. It looks like a little minnow for sure. It is spinning back there. I guess this one you can get it spinning, and then you can pause and twitch. I may have this on film in another video when I first got it. Yeah, it wants to blow out, so you can't go too quick with it. Interesting. Alright guys, on the Smithwick, I thought I had a snag, but it was a fish. He got hung up like on a log or something, and had to bring him around. There he is. Whew! On the tail spinner. Easy. There we go.
What kind of bait are you using?
Alright guys, here he is. Check that hog out. That's a nice hog right there on the Smithwick. Let's get him in here a little bit. Revive him. There he is right there. There you go, buddy. Oops, almost slipped in the mud. These are my new fishing boots because my other ones had the leaks in them. All right, guys, there it is right there. Check that out. Just a little spinner. I don't know if that came that way or if somebody customized it, but man, Smithwick, whew, bass royalty right there. All right, let's keep it going. All right, guys, I did have a snag. There's like a giant rock down there, and I got hung up on that. And when I pulled it off the rock, because when he hit it, that's why I was like, man, it felt like a snag. Okay guys, if this obviously is modified, but did they originally come out with one with a tail spinner and they just had to, they did their own paint job and put eyes on it? Let me know if it came with the tail spinner. Now the hooks are mine because this came with no hooks. I was like, what the heck is this thing? But it came with the goofy paint job, which is actually pretty cool in the water. It came with the eyes. I just don't know if Smithwick ever had any with tail spinners. So just let me know if I'm gonna keep it. It's fun to fish with. I never seen one before. But technically it's a Smithwick and it's a jerkbait. So what I did was on that one, I crank, killed it. And that's when he got it on that rock when it was stuck. So I killed it, and when I killed it, I went to crank. It got stuck there, and then I went to get the snag out, and I guess when the slack line, it came up, and he just hammered it. Watch this, when it comes up. See how it comes up nose first? It's almost like how a topwater sits. Weird. Anyway, it's fun to fish with. Alright guys, so what's up next? Texas' very own 6 cents. So I've got the Provoke. And it's in a cool minnow pattern. Too many lures, too many names to remember, but the Provoke is one of my favorite ones to throw, guys. It has great castability. It's dense. It's got great action. Look at that thing. Look at the colors on this. So on the top, it's got kind of like pearled up. Look at that. Purple and blue, and look on the sides. Ooh, man. So we're going to give this guy a run for the money. Normally I wouldn't do 2 brands in a row, but as odd as that Smithwick looked, I was like, I got to give it a shot. Are we hooked up, guys? Are we hooked up? He let go. He let go. What the heck? I must have just snagged something because there wasn't any pullback. There wasn't any swirl. All right, false alarm, no fish. Although I did feel like one. That was odd. So I love the Bombers, Smithwicks, and 6 cents, guys. I also love the Booyah scope stick. It's just, or the Booyah flash point is awesome, and the scope sticks. I don't know, there's so many companies I like. But if I had to like pick specific, like a top 3, Bomber, Smithwick, and 6 cents. Take a look, guys. See the big heron tracks right there? That's the kind of stuff I'll show the kids at school. I didn't even notice those. Still throwing this 6 cents Provoke. Oh, the flash on this. Man, how is this thing not getting crushed? Alright guys, here it is, the Booyah Flash Point. Check that out. The essential gut bag on it. So I've caught a lot of fish on This lure, I even have a review on it when it first came out. You don't have to have forward facing for it either, but that does have that unique flash up on the nose. What happened? I got hung up on the cast. I can't remember the color that I just smoked them on. It reminds me of that Smalley Magic color by Bill Lewis, but man, this little twitchy dude is a fish catching machine right here. Cast a country mile. It's fun to fish with. When that thing starts twitching down there, it's almost like a headlight with that flash point. They got different sizes of them now. I think there's a junior. But check that out. See? Even down there you can see that flash. Yeah, it's a great, great lure. Alright guys, I got the rippling redfin from Cotton Cordell up next. I think this is lure number 11 of the jerkbait. The jerkbait, I don't want to call it a challenge, jerkbait evaluation. So I love the 2-hook jerk. Oh, did you see that? I love the 2-hook jerkbait. So on this one, I took the middle one out of there. And I have another one where I took the middle one out and I put a little willow blade. But man, check that out. Whew. This thing doesn't get too deep, which is perfect if you're running along, but like buzzing along above the rocks or a grass line. It's got that cool design. I don't know if it's a time of day or what, but water temperature might have crept up a couple degrees, but the shad are going bananas. I keep throwing into their little fiasco pools, but nothing doing. It's unusual. I hadn't seen any white bass or those hybrids. All right, this guy was working kind of quick just to get the feel of it. All right, let's get back to our normal. This thing casts a country mile too. So this one I'll pull down to depth. Just pause it, twitch, twitch, pause. We're getting close to getting into some duplicates, like bigger versions. I know there's a bigger version of the scope stick in there. What is it, like the 120 size? That's the one I've caught a ton of fish on too. What is it, a mosquito? In the dead of winter we got mosquitoes already out? What the heck? It is a dead of winter, guys, and I'm wearing short sleeves because it's like 75 today. There's like an upper level low, upper level not low, a dome of high pressure sitting on top of us. There is a upper level low that's going to push through tomorrow. Yeah, if you don't have a rippling redfin, you got to get one. They're definitely a keeper to having your tackle box. They're so versatile. They got suspending models, floating models. This one's a floater. Man, it's an epic lure, that's for sure. This one's also a great color for up north for walleye, northern pike. They come in all different kinds of colors. I like the chrome ones too. So we'll work this guy around and see if we can get another, add another one to our totals. All right, guys, on the rippling redfin, but he just cracked it. It's that weird motion it's got. Even with 2 hooks, not an issue. Easy, easy. Boy, that's a good fish too. All right. Let's get around here. Crazy hooks. All right, there we go. Check that out. On the rippling redfin, just running it through on the pause. There it is, guys. The rippling redfin. Such a fun lure to fish. I like doing the mod on it that I did. I think I learned that from Fish Den 365. I saw that, I was like, oh man, but look how it twitches. It's just such a great lure, and you never hear anything about it really. It's got great castability. That twitching is just unreal. And it has that cool body design, so it has that unique wobble. Another pattern they have in that is trout, and it is a killer. The chrome ones are, and they have one that's like a electric shad maybe. But this one's a great color, but look at that. Man, that's good stuff right there. Go buy some, go pick some up. Okay guys, this next one is kind of an expensive one. It's a Shimano World Minnow. It's got that flash boost in it. And this thing is pretty sick. I've fished it a few times. Look at that flash. Yep, there's the flash. Fished it a few times, no luck. But it was shortened outings. Ooh, the flash, the shadow's still flickering. So this guy, I try to twitch it a little bit more. Quicker with the intervals. I was looking down there, I thought I saw a fishing lure. Do you see that? Looks like a little clam down there. So this one I twitch, then I pause, twitch, but that flash is what you're looking for. And this one, even if you had to just straight crank it through a stretch, it's gonna have that excellent flash. Check that out. A lot of people forget about that. They're like, oh man, you just gotta twitch and jerk. Not always. I think this is a 115 size, if I'm not mistaken. I'm bad about telling you guys what the links are on these. But so far I've had a lot of fun doing this jerkbait marathon. Like I was saying, I get to take them out. Oh, look at that. I get to take them out kind of like I used to with my Hot Wheels. And I used to have a sandbox in the backyard, and I'd have my trucks and stuff out there. And then I had a little couple cityscapes that I gotten for Christmas and birthdays, and driving through town, little garage and gas station. And I was a big enthusiast of the show Emergency, that old school Emergency with the fire department. My buddy James and I just really got into that. And Engine 51, I think is what it was. But anyway, Hot Wheels had these great fire truck series that they came out with, different ones. I mean, they were pretty similar, but you had different trucks. You had ladder trucks, you had engines, you had the rescue. So I'd have all those lined up and playing with those. So it kind of reminds me of that with the lures. All right, guys, this is like Cadillac right here. When you cast this thing, it is just so smooth. Look at that. A little bit heavy on the sploosh, but that never bothers me. It's got that great suspending action. Now these are kind of expensive. I want to say between 19 and 24 bucks, but they're definitely worth it. You just gotta, you know, understand that if you lose it, you know, I mean, I know you can understand that, but if, you know, that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me to lose one in the 20s. Man, I've lost a ton of lures, but this thing is just epic. Look at that flash. And it looks just like a little minnow. I like this color the best. I have some other really good ones, but this one right here for me is, look at that. I think the only one I've got left is a Lucky Craft pointer. And they make some really nice lures too. I mean, their 1.5 was like world famous. I think Rick Clunn might have done something with them, had some lures with them. But that jerkbait line they have is really nice. So since it's a warm day and it's later in the afternoon, the pauses, I can spread them out a little bit more and shorten them up. But like if it would have been like in the 30s and the water temperature, I convinced the water temperatures come up like 3 degrees. Because when I went down there to get the fish, when I put them in there so we could revive them, it didn't feel that cool. I'm guessing like we're right in the high 50s water temp wise. Earlier this morning, I was taking a little bit longer on the pauses. It's just kind of a go by feel kind of a thing. But it's just, you know, you just got to do it. Figure out what you want to work with. The topography too, like I know there's a seam that runs right through here. So there's spots along there that I'll pause it. Look at this little Excalibur suspending. What is this? The magic minnow? Ghost minnow. That's right, the ghost minnow. So then we'll get to the Lucky Craft pointer. Man, I haven't fished one of these. Ooh, look at that. Great castability in a long time. It's a little pencil lure. Oh yeah, check that out. Whew. Oh yeah, it suspends all right. Man, I love these little 2-hook jerk baits. All right guys, nothing on the suspending Excalibur ghost minnow. We'll give her a couple more casts. Man, as pencil and flashy as that thing is, I'm surprised it didn't get just flushed. Oh, stop. Come on. Look at that thing. That thing's just 100% money right there. One more from this angle and then we'll move on to the Lucky Craft pointer. Ooh. Well, nothing doing. Anyway, they don't make these anymore, but if you find them or see them on eBay, pick them up. Man, they're just a nice little lure right there. All right, guys, the last one of the jerkbait marathon is the Lucky Craft pointer. Check that out. So we shall see if we can rack up. Oh man, that thing, you can cast that thing a country mile. Look at the flash on that. Whew. Man, that's a nice lure right there. Man, so many of these. Now I remember why I've got the ones that I've got. Think of all the ones that I don't have brands that have some really good action on them. You can only have so many, I guess. I like a lot of the smaller Lucky Crafts, Duo Realis, and Yozuris in that 3-4 inch range and even less. For like crappie, white bass, little twitch baits. That's going to be my next category, is the medium a small size. We'll see how we do. Man, that thing casts a country mile, no doubt. Yeah, the other ones I got left in there are some couple of scope sticks, a couple of Livingstons. I got a giant Livingston one that's a walleye bait, but I want to try to stick to one per brand, although that odd Smithwick situation, I had to check that out. Last cast with the Lucky Craft pointer. I've been alternating deep, shallow, but it seems like right along the bank, man, they love coming up in here where the warm sun is. We got to be pushing 80 degrees, and it's like in the middle of winter. It's a dome of high pressure moved in from the Pacific. Cold front's supposed to come through though tomorrow night. All right, guys, there you can see a bunch of different 12, I think, total different jerk baits. They're all pretty cool. Thing is, I can't fish them all unless I do it like a day like today. But there are some times where I just stick with one or two. Usually with a bomber, I'll do that. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me during this marathon. Leave some comments below on your thoughts, which ones you really like, or maybe ones I should try. Hey, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.